Hey guys, B here, and I've also got Blair with me again today. We're going to be taking you through a strength circuit. We did do one of these the other day. They're working 5-minute blocks, and you're supersetting 2 exercises. We do need a little bit of space for this, so you just need enough room to have your mat on the floor and a little bit of room that you can do squats and things around. So if you need to stay on your mat, you can do that as well. The equipment that you will be needing today is, if you have a mat, grab one of those, a sweat towel, drink bottle, make sure that you're hydrated, and that if you need to wipe sweat, you can. And if you have any sort of dumbbells, hand weights of any sort, you will be needing them as well. Or if you haven't got them, a drink bottle is a perfect solution to substitute those pieces of equipment in for. So we're going to take you through a mobility warm-up, more of a strength mobility warm-up, so a little bit less intensity, more about opening up your muscle groups and making sure you've got a decent range of motion to get through your exercises correctly. So we'll get stuck into that now, guys. Okay, so first off, just going to get Blair to just jump down onto hands and knees, and we're just going to do some hip circles. So we're just rotating through that hip, opening up the hip joints, because we do have some squats and things today. So we'll do 10 circles on each side. How's that feeling, Blair? He's a little bit sore, ladies and gentlemen. So 10 on each with that one, guys. After you've done that one, we're going to roll onto our backs. Feels great. So rolling onto the backs, we're going to do my speciality, the egg roll splits. So you roll backwards, massaging the lower back, split your legs, and then try and reach forward as far as you can without overstretching your hamstrings, of course. Working as far as you can. We'll do 10 of those ones. Nice stretch, this one. Nice. Blair's not very good at counting, we know that. Okay, jumping into your lunge position on the ground, and we're going to be doing a hip flexor stretch. So just making sure, yes, that you are on your mat. That's what I was about to say to Blair, so you don't hurt your knees. Just leaning forward and backwards slightly and squeezing your glute with the leg that you've got backwards to get a bit more of a stretch. So do a couple of pulses on each side. If you would like to make it a bit deeper in that stretch, you can put your hand up like Blair is doing right now, and you can lean a little bit over more as well to get a bit more of a stretch. And you might get a little bit through your oblique as well. All right, we'll change sides, guys. And then once we've done a couple of pulses on that side as well, we're going to stand up and we're going to get into some slow, small arm circles. Will be our next ones. So standing up, nice little circles to start, forward or backwards, and slowly get bigger and bigger until you get to your biggest range of motion. And then I want you to do 5 and then change directions. So start back at the start small and then get bigger again. Nice. And if you want to challenge yourself, you can go 1 forward, 1 backwards. Solid. And we'll change direction, because some people are good one way, some people aren't good the other way. Alright, next one, we'll do some hugs, guys. So opening up that chest, changing over each time. And if you want to get a little bit more of a stretch, change the angle of your arms. So you might bring your hands up a bit higher, a bit lower, 1 high, 1 low. Do a couple more of those ones. We'll go another 10. Solid. All right. Last one that we're going to be doing, guys, just to open the hips up just a little bit more and through the adductors. It is a muscle group that does get a little bit neglected. We're going to jump down onto our mat. So Blair's going to face towards you guys. You need pretty much most of your mat for this one. And then what we're going to do is we're going to drop down into this position, into our frog position. Come down onto the elbows, and then you want to slightly push those hips backwards. Don't do this one fast. And don't overstretch. Just go nice and slow, driving those hips back. Should feel like you can get a little bit more depth each time. How's that feeling, Blair? It's a solid stretch. Yes, don't go fast. And don't push back too hard because something may snap. And then we don't want that. Awesome. All right. We'll rest it there. As I'm explaining the next stuff, if you need to do a little bit more warm-up exercises, by all means do that. If you need to do a little bit of a jog on the spot, if it's a little bit cold where you are, keep going with that as I'm explaining the next ones. So what we've got, as I said, 4 rounds that we're going to be going through, 5 minutes per pod. You've got a 90-second rest after we finish the pod. And today we will be working with tempo, so we're not looking for speed, we're looking for slow, controlled movements. So our first pod that we've got is split squats, which Blair is going to demonstrate. So standing at least sort of a meter apart, dropping down with that knee, nice and slow, and coming up nice and slow. So we're going to be doing half on each, so we've got 10 reps on each side, okay, for that one. The next one we've got is plank reaches. So we're dropping down onto our mats, onto our elbows, and you're going to be reaching forward nice and slow with that hand as far as you can get, and then swapping. If you need to make it easier, you can go out to the side, or you can drop down to your knees. All right, team, we are going to be starting in the next 5 seconds with those 2 exercises. Off we go, team. Time has started. So 5 minutes on the clock to get through your rounds. If you need to make this a little bit easier, guys, just work with the range of motion. So you might just not come down as low in your lunge, or you may hold on to something if you struggle with balance. Perfect. And if you're finding that 10 on each leg is too hard, you can do 5 on each leg. 5 for Blair. We've been working hard, ladies and gentlemen. Muscles are getting a bit sore and tight. Dropping down into our plank reaches. Again, to make it easier, you can drop to your knees. Nice and slow, reaching forward. Main thing with this one is making sure that your glutes are squeezed and your core is locked on nice and tight. So your hips aren't swaying side to side. I'm going to stay nice and straight as Blair's doing here. Like a ruler. Good work, my friend. Good work. Back into the split squats. Remember, just working with your range of motion that you have. If you can get to here, that's okay. Just work with that. As you get better and as muscles get stronger, you'll probably find that you can start coming down a little bit further with that knee to the floor. We're not wanting the knee to touch the floor, so we want probably about 3 centimeters or so just above the ground. It's doing well so far, guys. Good control, that's what we like. Coming up nearly to our halfway mark, guys. Roughly getting in around probably 3 to 4 sets. So Blair's just swapping between at the moment, the hard version and the easy versions as well. And if you need to do that, you can. You want to push yourself to start off with and do the hard version. And then once you find that you're I stuffed up. Yep. Solid. just lost the word in my head. Yep, cool. Back into it, team. Very good. Doing really well, everybody. I am sure of it. Making sure that you're driving through that front heel with those split squats. So we don't want that front heel coming off the ground. We want to be pushing through that front heel. The back one can come off the ground though. Keeping yourself up nice and straight. Very well done. We've got about 1 minute 30 to go, guys. Staying in control, making this last minute the best one that you've got. Good, and staying nice and stable through those hips, remember. Making sure that they're not dropping side to side. If you're finding that you're moving too much in that plank, make it go down to your easier version. Coming up to our last minute. Blair might get through his lunges or his split squats. We're still going to stay in control. Don't rush it. Nice. Nice and slow on the way down. Count of 3, holding for 1 second, and a count of 3 on the way back up. Very good. Here we go. We might get the planks in. Maybe. We'll see. Very good, team. Keeping that core locked on nice and tight so you're staying up nice and straight. We've got 15 seconds. Might get a couple of planks in. Squeezing those glutes. 5 seconds. 2 and 1. Good work, guys. Resting there. You have a minute 30 rest. So grab a drink, wipe your sweat off, and we'll get ready for the next ones. So our next exercises, we've got frog glute raises, and we've also got plank hip drops. So once Blair is ready, he can demonstrate those for you. So the first one is a frog glute raise. So your feet go together, your knees drop out to the side, and you raise your hips up in the air. And you can see as well, Blair's got his palms facing up towards the roof or the sky, making sure that that shoulder doesn't internally rotate. The next one is our plank hip drops. So into your nice strong plank position again, and we're dropping those hips side to side, rotating through there. If you need to make that easier, you can just hold a plank for roughly 30 seconds, or you can do it from your knees or your hands if you need to as well. And the frog glute raises, if your hips do not like that position, you can just have a neutral glute raise position. So your feet are just straight and your knees are straight as well. And that will feel a little bit nicer if you are struggling with those hips. Pardon me. All right, team, we are going in 3, 2, 1. Frog glute raises to start off with. Making sure that you're really squeezing those glutes as hard as you can up the top. Making sure that they're activating correctly. Main thing is with these ones as well, you can see that Blair's not coming up too high, that his back is extending. So his lower back isn't arching. We're staying in a nice neutral position, really tucking that pelvis and squeezing the glutes as hard as you can. We've also got the tempo as well, guys. Remember, we're not doing any of these fast. Slow and controlled is what we're looking for. Good work. Blair's just showing you the 2 demonstrations of an easy version and a hard version. And then if you struggle with that too much, dropping your hips down to the side from shoulders or anything like that, you can just hold your plank position. That's set number 1 for Blair. Hopefully you guys are up to set number 1 or set number 2. Very good. Keeping those palms up in the air. 1, so you don't grip the floor or push against the floor, because that makes it easier. And 2, so we don't internally rotate those shoulders. Very good. Killing it, everyone. Glutes are starting to burn. Very good. We're back into our hip drops again. Nice and controlled with these ones. Make sure as well, guys, you can see Blair's shoulder position. It's in a straight line down towards his elbow. So he's not sitting back too much and he's not sitting forward too much in that plank. And it's a lot nicer on the shoulders if you are in the correct position. Good. We're nearly coming up to our halfway mark, guys. Blair's just about to finish his set number 2. So we're coming up to set number 3 now. Pretty much right on the halfway mark. Killing it. 4 sets it is. Very good. Making sure that you're engaging that core. We don't want it to get loose because then we lose control of all the other body parts. Back into the hip drops. Slow and controlled. Remember, if you need to modify, by all means do it. Don't push through if things are starting to hurt. Just modify to make it easier on your body. Remember to breathe as well. Blair is breathing, even though you can't hear him. Good work, team. Keep it going. Coming up to our last minute 30 of work. Very good. Keep those palms up, Blair. There we go. Gotta get stuck into these coaches, guys. We all get a little bit slack at times. Last minute of work. Probably get through these hip drops, and I reckon we might be able to get through some glute raises again. Still staying nice and slow and controlled. Good work. We're doing well, guys. You're nearly there. There's 30 more seconds to go. So keep maintaining. And keep maintaining that tempo as well. Remember, if you need to make the glute raises, the frog glute raises easier, just go back to your neutral glute raises. Oh, we've got 10 more seconds, ladies and gentlemen. 5, 3, 2, and 1. Very good. How are we feeling, Blair? It's feeling good, everyone. It's feeling good. You need to work him harder, I reckon. All right. Our next 2 exercises, we have Renegade Row. So you will need your hand weights that you have available. And we will be doing crunches as well. So with the Renegade rows, you have 5 on each side, and with the crunches, you have 10 altogether. So with your Renegade rows, Blair's doing the easy version to start off with. So on your knees, staying in a nice controlled position, and then he's doing the hard version now on the toes. So when you come up, you want to row in, squeeze that shoulder blade, and then back down. If you haven't got hand weights available, you can also just do it body weight. The next exercise we've got is crunches. We're doing nice, slow, controlled crunches, coming up for 2 seconds, holding for 1, coming down for 2 seconds. So Blair's keeping a nice neutral spine, so he's not flexing through his head. And to give him a point of contact, he's gone hands to the top of his knees is where we're wanting to sit. So we don't want those lower backs coming off the ground. We just want the shoulders coming off the ground. We will be going in 3, 2, and 1. Let's go, guys. So staying nice and neutral with that plank position. So you're holding a hand plank position, but then you're rowing up with your hands, really squeezing through your shoulder blades. Very good. We are up to our crunches now, our slow controlled crunches. Those abs are going to be hurting. I reckon we might have a 6-pack by the end of this session. Blair's hoping he does. 1 session, 6-pack. Very good, doing well, guys. Making sure that you're breathing as well. Breathe in on the way up and big exhale on the way out. Some people do need to do the reverse though, so that's okay. Whatever works for you is the main thing. Back into our Renegade rows. Holding our plank position. Rowing up. Blair's just done the demo of both 2. The easy version and the hard version again for you if you need to go through it again. Doing very well. What's this, set number 3? Yes. 2? Okay, we're coming up to 3. Feels like about 10. Good work. Doing very well. Make sure with your crunches as well, guys, you keep your feet in a neutral position so they're not too far out, too far in. They're about half a foot away from your bottom is where you want them positioned as well. 2 minutes down, 3 to go, guys. Now Blair's up to set 3. Got it. Good at counting. Good. Keeping those cores engaged, guys. Making sure that you're not arching through your back. We want this nice and flat. Squeezing your glutes will help with that as well. Good. Slow and controlled. All about the tempo this morning, or this afternoon, or tonight, wherever you're watching this. It's morning here. Good work. We're over the halfway mark now, guys. Doing very, very well. Keep controlling that tempo. As it starts to get harder, tempo is harder to keep control of, but just do your best. And if you need to, you can swap between hard versions and the easy versions as well, depending on how that body is feeling. Nice work, Blair. And good work, everyone who's watching this. Good. Controlling those crunches again, guys. Very good. Nice work, team. We're coming up to our last minute now. So remember, don't speed up just because it's the last minute. Stay controlled till the end. I know it's hard. Trust me. But we want to keep that control. We've got 45 seconds remaining. Keeping that neutral plank position. Blair might just get through his crunches. Good work. Staying in control. Making sure you're breathing correctly. Don't hold your breath. It only makes it worse. We've got 15 seconds left. Last 10. Winner. Blair got through it. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Well done, guys. Grab a drink again. Wipe those sweat off those foreheads. Well done. We've got one more pod to go, guys. This pod, we're going to be doing push-ups and we're going to be doing V-ups as well. So our push-ups, we've got 3 seconds on the way down. Hold for 1. 3 seconds on the way up, and you're doing 5 reps, which Blair's going through right at the second. So he's doing the modified version to start, which is on his knees. Now he's doing the harder version on the toes. And if the knees are still too hard for you guys, if you have a table, chair, anything that's got a little bit of elevation, you can do it off that as well, which Blair's doing at the moment. Good way of progressing to toe push-ups. The last one that we've got is V-ups, guys. So 10 reps for these ones. Just control with these ones. You don't have to hold it or anything. Just bringing those legs and arms together into the middle. If you need to make this easier, you can bend your knees and come up with a bent knee and back down. And if this is still too hard with the legs, you can do one leg at a time. So one leg can stay on the floor, one leg can come up, and you can alternate, or you can stay on one leg. And we'll be starting very shortly, guys. 2 and 1. Into your push-ups to start. Slow and controlled with these ones. 3 seconds on the way down. Holding for 1. 3 seconds on the way up. And we want that 1 second to be a full pause. There we go. Blair was cheating first. Good, so it's a count of 3 on the way down. Hold for 1 full second. 3 seconds on the way up. V-ups, guys. Blair's going to take you through modified version, and then the easier version, and then the hard version. Doing whatever feels comfortable for you guys. Obviously try and challenge yourself, but once you start feeling it that it's not working correctly and your form is not correct, swap between the easier versions. Back to our push-ups. Blair's going to rip through this round. So easy version first, just to show you again, on the knees. Keeping that arm position, making sure the shoulders aren't coming up to the ears. They're dropping down, keeping that elbow just about 45 degrees down from the shoulder. So the harder version on the toes. V-ups again, guys. So modified version, opposite knee coming up, make it easier. Then we've got an easier version, just coming with the bent knee in together, but double leg. And then our hard version is our legs out straight, meeting up in the middle. And if you want to make that harder again, just don't touch your feet to the ground. So we've got push-ups, we've got the easiest modified version, which is up on an incline, chair, a table, a bar like we have, a park bench if you're doing this outside. And then we've got the easy modified version from the knees, and then the hard version from the toes. We're over the halfway mark, guys. Doing very, very well. So just staying nice and controlled with those crunches. Just a tempo of 1, 1, 1 is what we're looking for. Taking you through the easy to the hard versions again. Last 2 minutes coming up. I think you're up to your 5th round. Am I right? We've lost count again, guys. We're doing well. Very good. Keep it going, team. Making sure that you're still counting out your tempos. So push-ups are 3 seconds on the way down. Full pause for 1 second. 3 seconds on the way up. The V-ups, you've got 1, 1, 1 as your tempo. Doing well, guys. We're coming up to the last minute of the class. All right, we're into our last minute. We might get through one more round of each, I reckon. And I reckon you guys can do that as well. Still remaining in your tempo and remaining in control. Breathing as well. Doing well, team. We've got 30 seconds to go. Finishing off. Last ones, 20 seconds left. We've got it, team. Last 15. 10 seconds. 5, 3, 2, 1. We did it. You all did it. High five, Blair. Air high five. Well done, guys. We're going to be going through a quick little cool down just to stretch out those muscles that we've used. They've worked pretty hard this morning or tonight, again, wherever you're watching. Time difference. So to start off, we're just going to be stretching out through triceps and through our shoulders, coming over the top, stretching out. We're going to hold it for roughly 15 seconds, and then we will change sides. Obviously, if you need to hold the stretches a little bit longer, if you're feeling a bit sore, you can do that as well. About 15. Changing sides. Oh, okay, sweet. Coming across the body, stretching out that shoulder again. Making sure that you keep your arm locked so it's not all floppy, because you're not going to get anything out of that. And we're going to bring that hand up just a little bit higher to get a bit deeper in that stretch. And then we're going to change sides. Holding across. I'll do the stretches too. I'll be your friend. And then we're going to bring it up higher again. Very good. All right, the next one is stretching out the chest, which has definitely worked hard today. Hands go behind, like so. And then pulling those shoulders back and going up as high as you can with your arms. Not too high, of course. You can see I'm a little bit more flexible than Blair. But that's okay. It does. Feels wonderful. Alright, next one, we're going to be stretching the upper back. So feet together, cross your hands over, grab behind your knees, and then what you want to do is pull your shoulder blades up towards the roof like a cat. And then we're going to swap arms and go the other way. Good work. All right. If you need to hold on to something for this next one, just for balance, you can. We're going to stretch out the quads. So we're going to grab onto the top of our foot, not our toe. Okay. Bring that heel in as close as you can to your bottom. And then squeeze your glute, the one that you're holding, leg that you're holding. And changing sides. Making sure that you're keeping that knee as close as you can to that other leg as well, so you're not pulling it out to the side. Very good. All right, next one, we're going to be lying on our backs down on our mats, guys. We're going to stretch out our hamstrings. Both legs are down flat. And then we're going to bring one leg up, grabbing behind the knee, keeping our other leg flat on the ground. Keeping that leg up in the air. And then what we're going to do is we're going to pull our toe towards our head. You should feel a little bit more of a stretch. So just keep pulsing your foot forward and backwards. So like you're driving a car, you're pressing the accelerator, and then you're taking your foot off the accelerator or the brake. And then changing sides. So we hold first, let the hamstring stretch a little bit. And then once you feel it slightly loosen off, then you start doing your foot pulses. So do 10 foot pulses. Good, and then the next one that we're going to be doing still on the ground is our glute stretch. So we're going to either sit up on our bottoms, or you can do it the way that Blair is doing it, just crossing over, keeping your leg keeping your back on the ground. Or you can do it this way, whichever is more comfortable for you. So again, hold for about 15, changing sides. Very good. And then the last one that we'll do, guys, because our abs have worked really hard today, we're going to lie flat on our bellies, and we're going to come up into what I like to call a seal pose. We're going to stretch all the way up. If you need to, you can do it from your elbows if you haven't got too much of a range of motion. But if you want a deeper stretch, come up onto your hands. Feel that nice big stretch through the tummy. Very good. Your session is all done, guys. Thank you again for joining us. Any feedback is muchly appreciated. Make sure that you get on all your socials. Yammer is what I've been told is the one that you guys use. So make sure you jump on that, get all your buddies involved, and we will see you again next time for another session. Bye, guys.